All right, so here we go. We have a scope to review. This is Jason with LTP. Company is Wedjat. I don't know if that's how you say it. That's according to Google. That's how you say it. I'm not sure, but I'm not going to question it. I think it's a pretty cool logo, pretty cool box. Well, actually, I first heard about this company from a post they made on caguns.net, which is the new Calguns. If you're unaware, you may want to check them out. Calguns is dead. This is the new up and coming forum, and I don't know anything about rifle scopes, so I did a lot of looking, a lot of research. I figured out a lot about what you'd want in an LPVO, which stands for low power variable optic. But here's what you get in the box. Unfortunately, not the Vortex Crossfire Sport cantilever mount. I bought that to go with this video. This is actually one of two videos I'm making. This is the first. It is the first hands-on video that I have. First look unboxing. This isn't your conventional unboxing, but when you open the box, you get the scope, not the mount. It comes in a bag. Comes with a little cleaner, comes with a battery because this is an illuminated optic. This optic has multiple levels of illumination. It's quite a few actually. But first, let's get into the specifics of this optic. It's got these little lens cap covers, which are a nice touch. It's got an included throw lever. If you don't know what a throw lever is, instead of having to crank down on your optic, what you get to do is, well, it's mounted on your rifle. All you have to do is just push down on it, rotate it to where you want it to go. I did notice that this has it's not in there. The lever's not screwed in very well, but nothing a Loctite can fix. This is their Chakra series. It's a 1:8, 24 millimeter second focal plane. Second focal plane means when you're zooming in, the reticle stays the same size. So the only thing with that is when you're zoomed in, it's when the zero is most accurate to where you're actually going to go, where your shot is actually going to go. Whereas if it were a first focal plane, the reticle gets bigger and smaller as you zoom in on the optic, and it is more accurate or more true to where your round is going to go because the reticle is not modified or inhibited, or however you want to say it. It's not changing, I suppose. Tube diameter, which is this guy, which is where your rings will mount to. 30 millimeters. It's pretty standard. It's pretty easy to find a mount that'll go with your optic because the rings tell you what size they are, and if you're looking at an optic, it'll tell you your tube diameter, so you just match the numbers and it'll fit. The turrets, another big thing, especially with something like this. Hear that? They click. On a lot of budget optics, what you see is they're not very clicky. They're very mushy. The illumination dial on here is very good example of how mushy some of them are. But the illumination optic or illumination turret is a little different. It has a different purpose. But it's very nice that these turrets are very clicky. They have caps on them, but I think the reason there's caps, it helps with the waterproofing / fog proofing, which this whole optic is waterproof and fog proof. The eye relief on it, if you don't know what eye relief is, it is basically how close you can get the optic to your eye and you can see the whole thing. You get the whole picture. If you get too close, you don't see all of it. If you get too far, it gets occluded a bit. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but I'm going to go ahead and turn up the brightness all the way. Get this guy, see if you can see that. But as you can see, I don't know if you can really tell, but the glass seems pretty clear just from this angle. It's really weird doing this backwards, but you can see the optic in there. And I'm going to go ahead and zoom all the way out. And you can see that the reticle has not changed size. That goes back with the whole focal plane. Second focal plane, reticle does not change size. First focal plane, it does. You have 10 different levels of illumination on this guy. Something that I learned when it comes to researching this stuff, because This is actually no, it's not my first one. It's my second one. If I'm sighted in, this knob here is completely occluding my vision when it comes to keeping both eyes open while I'm shooting. That's definitely something to consider when looking at LPVOs. There are LPVOs that don't even have this knob. Why? Because it's not illuminated. There's a battery in here that illuminates the reticle, makes it so that you can see it better during the day, but sometimes you don't need it. Certain LPVOs are better because that knob isn't even there. There's not a battery, there's no illumination to be had. It's totally fine. But when you're trying to shoot with both eyes open, with this, I can't even see the camera with my left eye. Left eye is over here. You can't even see my left eye. So you can only imagine what that does to your peripheral vision when you're trying to shoot with both eyes open. Again, not a deal breaker, but it's definitely something to consider. Funny story, when I was mounting this thing up, putting it in the rings, putting it on my AK, I actually dropped it 4 feet onto concrete. Now, the rings were on, the mount was on, so I think that the mount took the majority of the damage, but even then, I don't really see much at all, if any, and I don't see anything on the scope either. So I guess it only proves to the fit and finish and quality of the build, because I don't see anything really wrong after dropping it 4 feet straight onto concrete. I mean, it seems pretty solid to me. Oh, I forgot, there is a discount code for $10 off if you decide to purchase one of these optics. It's LTP10. So that, again, is LTP10. If you want to get one of these optics, you get $10 off your order. So until next time with video number 2, be on the range, shooting a bunch with this guy on whatever we're shooting. See if we can't get that 0 to stick. If we get the 0 to stick, I think we have a pretty solid option.